Welcome to the No Shame Podcast. Happy 4th of July to all of our American viewers, to everyone else across the country. How you doing? Hope you're shooting off a lot of fireworks. Be safe. Don't lose a thumb or a finger this year like everyone else does every year.
Or like
But
Hollow.
have fun. Because I swear, every single year I see on the internet, a woman lost her finger from a firecracker. Something like that. Every
Or
year.
you hear that some dipshit just threw a firework down the bloody bog and then plumbing's just, all over the
I
walls.
swear, every year someone loses a hand or a finger during the
Shit
4th
up the
of July.
walls.
Yeah, because you fuckers are stupid with... Like,
The
if it
reason
has...
why is because we drink nothing but beer while playing with explosives. And we're retarded.
Shouldn't do that. And you would think with as much practice as we had growing up, we'd be like, okay, maybe we shouldn't do
I'm
this.
smarter than this.
So GTA 6, everyone knows, has finally got pre-order dates. And it's already available to be pre-ordered now. And
Yep.
Sony has glazed the fuck out of the marketing, especially having their own...
Not anymore.
Yeah, they had their own launch
that's-
section
they've...
for everything, yeah. And they changed their PlayStation app logo to have them match the colors. So this is
App guy.
this is where I'm going to go into.
We'll get into the reason why they've stopped doing that, but again, I want to save that for later because, like, if we want to try and get this is the big topic that I want to save for later because it's gonna. I know it's just gonna erupt into an even bigger debate. So we'll get all the small stuff out of the way first.
Yeah, so I'll come back to this tweet later on. But they've changed their logo back to the regular PlayStation app logo. So I saw this tweet and I started like, hold on a minute, what? So long story short, a major studio says that Gen Z doesn't care about superhero movies. They quote saying that genre is for men. That genre is it belongs to millennials. I'm sort of like, hold on a minute, my generation? I would expect Gen Alpha, let alone my gen. I'm actually a bit. I'm a little bit like heartbroken. Like,
it's a game for everyone. It should be for everyone. Why are they trying?
I love superhero movies. Superhero movies are the best.
For these people.
I heard the cutest interaction yesterday. I went and watched the new Minions movie. Great movie, by the way. They showed the new Spider-Man trailer, and there's like a 10-year-old boy with his mom behind me. They show the Spider-Man trailer. He's like, "Mommy, look, it's Spider-Man, my favorite superhero." I'm like, "Yes!" It was so cute.
But
just like, yes, validation.
Right.
Yes.
So YouTube looks like it's gonna be coming to, a very early Germany, like Nazi era, because pretty much.
Whoa.
Explain a little bit more of what you mean by that.
Yeah, please elaborate because the way you worded that.
Right. So YouTube's like the UK government
trying to create the Fourth Reich.
Right. The UK government is trying to take control of the YouTube algorithm.
Yeah. Okay.
So pretty much we're going back to the early 1940s with the Nazi Germans over here. In
what way though? Like, so
right. So let me elaborate. So, as you are aware, our MP Keir Starmer has officially resigned, and we have a new one, which is Andy Burnham, who doesn't deserve to be MP, because he was mayor in Manchester, and he has done some stupid, ridiculous things. But
as most British
the government
MPs have done in the past.
The government is set to control YouTube algorithm by law, stipulating that they must push approved content to UK citizens, and independent voices who criticise the government will be pushed to the back of the queue, making it harder for people to find. I also saw that they're going to start pushing major television things like Channel 4, BBC, ITV, pretty much anything to do with UK television. They're going to start pushing it to YouTube. And in a sense, I told you about you have to pay to watch television here in the UK.
Yeah, you have to pay a
Stupidest
fucking
thing ever.
license,
Yeah,
which is ridiculous.
so they might be adding YouTube to that license.
You have to pay to watch YouTube.
That's it's on the table. It's on the table.
Get out of the UK
Yeah,
while you
okay,
can,
so no,
man.
no.
Jesus
This
fuck.
isn't Nazi Germany. Like this is the you chose the worst possible way to fucking describe this. This isn't fucking like, a fascist regime controlling content. This is just an idiotic government controlling content. Like,
So yeah,
What's next? You're gonna start throwing
they're
your gas
trying to
chambers?
create context by controlling content, which is literally what Metal Gear Solid 2's S3 plan is to a very small degree. But yeah, it is kind of stupid, but at the same time, in a world where, the internet, you can't really get a handle on the conversation, it'd be nice to just sort of like eliminate all the bullshit like from the net and try and get your news from curated sources like newspapers, and even though they're, kind of biased, kind of like forces you to like properly read into the articles.
yeah, but
That's fine.
so another thing I want to bring up before I get into something that's really fucking stupid I saw online. Xbox is considering canceling Marvel's Blade and shutting down
I heard
Arcane
about that.
and the studio working on it
Well,
after the Xbox layoffs are due to expected to be hit on the 6th.
okay,
So
that I actually see to be a sensible move, because Arcane haven't produced anything good since the last Dishonored game. And they haven't produced any results or anything new related to this Blade project. Like, all we got was that one announcement trailer. It's been years now, and we still haven't seen any gameplay at all.
yeah.
So, and this is like, as much as it fucking sucks, I think it's like the proper way that Xbox has to go in order to, not only focus all of their attention on making better games that are going to sell consoles, like as well as, titles, but like, raise profits through other avenues. So if they have to shut down studios and move all the stuff from those shut studios to the ones that they currently have open, so be it, because that'll mean that, you've got, studios that are more focused, with a more streamlined pipeline, and then not, sitting around for 5 years at a time until they finally produce a game, because they've just been piss farting around and procrastinating and just, not really been focused on the development effort. I mean, fuck, you look at Halo Studios. Yeah, they like Halo Studios, formerly known as 343, haven't really, made a lot of Halo games, but, they still, support the previous ones that they have made, on top of, focusing all the development on the newest project and, working tirelessly to make sure that that's going to be the best it can be. Coalition, doing the exact same thing. You've even got Playground Games, which is producing 2 new projects for this year and next year. Like, you've got, like, we just had Forza Horizon 6, which was, a project that was years in the making. And then also right next to that, Fable. And so, I mean, Microsoft owns Bethesda. They own Blizzard. They can move their staff, like all the staff from these shutdown studios, to these other studios that they own, basically securing jobs still,
Yeah.
but also ensuring that all of that creative power and know-how is being focused on something that's a bit more worthwhile and actually shows promise. So
he left out an important part too. Arcane may be sold to a different company. Someone might buy it and continue the game.
No, I wasn't on that. I did not see that.
Oh,
well, did you read the full article?
Before you go to the next thing, I want to say something that's pretty funny in the gaming like live card gaming thing. There was a Yu-Gi-Oh contest that got shut down because the people smelled so bad.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
I saw the
Oh,
fucking headlines for that.
boy.
Like they
It just
they had
reminds
like a
me.
they had like a Yu-Gi-Oh trading card game tournament, and like they literally had to shut it down because everyone just
Yeah.
smelled so
Do you
bad
know
of
what?
BO.
Do you know what? It reminds me of that one. So, like, there's a TikToker on TikTok,
It's called
and
fucking deodorant.
and
Use it.
he posts like, the casual, like, oh yeah, the casual player coming into the tournament, and he goes against the one guy that smells, and the guy just
I've
keeps
seen those
farting and
TikToks.
farting. It's like, oh my god, like, bro, you need to
Um,
wash.
No.
one more quick
You need
thing,
to
real
have a
quick.
shower.
People are getting the red line of death on the Steam machine,
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that.
Oh,
and
Red Ring of Death has come back.
let me explain what it is. It's a GPU hardware failure. The whole entire console has to be replaced. And it's this dude played. He played 20 minutes.
Yeah, I saw the 20
of
minutes. 20 minutes.
some
He played 20
game,
minutes.
and it went straight to red line of death.
Damn, what was he playing on?
He's playing No Man's Sky, and it did the red line of death. And Steam said, "We'll send you a whole new console," because it was a GPU
Okay.
problem.
Okay, that is actually some fucking superb customer service from Valve. Like, that's
Yeah.
great.
He sent it into Valve or Steam, and they're
Oh
like,
my
"All right,
God.
it's a GPU problem, so we'll just send you a whole new console."
Steam is Valve. Valve owns Steam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, it's getting the Xbox 360 treatment with the red ring of death.
Did we Matt? You was here with me last week. Did we cover
Yeah.
about Tim Sweeney and Valve?
No, I don't think we have.
Right.
Why?
Right. You. This is gonna. Hold on, Tim.
Who the fuck is Tim Sweeney? Oh no, he's the Epic Games CEO, isn't he?
Yeah.
Okay, what's this gaggle fuck done now?
Oh, so
I knew we was gonna say something.
I exactly remember what it was. So
Sure.
Tim Sweeney, the CEO of Epic Games, he was saying that Steam is missing out on so much potential and so much customers because they don't have Fortnite on Steam,
Oh my
I
god.
don't.
and that he would love to work with Valve. In other words, he wants Team Fortress 2 on Fortnite.
Okay.
If you're on computer, you have the Epic
No.
Games launcher.
Like
Yeah,
they want to bring
Jesus
every
Christ.
fucking Valve IP to Fortnite. They're literally trying to make
Yeah.
it Ready Player One in Fortnite, and at this point,
What's
Valve-
it
next?
really is.
We're gonna get
See,
anti-Steam
Valve
games
has
in Fortnite.
done collaborations with other studios with their games in the past. I mean, the original Killing Floor
Yeah, I
had
love
like
Killing
a
Floor.
skin. Yeah, so like you could literally play as the pyro in the original Killing Floor, and that was an officially endorsed crossover with Killing Floor. Like I think the devs Tripwire Studios at the time. They've also done collaborations with Telltale's Pokemon and the Inventory twice. They've also done a couple other things. They did one with Payday 2
Yeah.
and Counter-Strike Global Offensive at the time, which was awesome. And they still will do collaborations here and there where they make sense, or if they see promise in like something that looks fun, because Valve at the end of the day will prioritize fun over everything else.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of Valve. Because like they're and it started with Half-Life. Like their whole design philosophy is like, we want to make games fun, like, and they don't want to make games as realistic as possible. Like I don't know if you guys ever watched the Half-Life development documentary that they put on
No.
their own channel in YouTube, but I remember there was a bit where Gabe Newell, like, he was talking about like this moment where during the development of the original Half-Life, someone pitched to him a few ideas, and someone else on the meeting, the board meeting, was just like, "Well, why would you do that? That doesn't seem realistic." And like Gabe just sort of interrupted and said, what does that mean? Like, why is it like that's not realistic? I don't play games to simulate real life. You know, in real life, like I have to write up a list of groceries that I need to go to the supermarket to buy. Like, I don't do that. I don't play video games to do that. I play video games to have fun. That is like our ad hoc definition of fun. Like realism, when it comes to like attention to detail, basically showing like some tangible feedback from player choices. Yes, that is cool, but not this arbitrary. Oh yeah, let's fucking watch our character skin a deer for almost an entire minute and just like be the biggest fucking speed bump in pacing. That it's just gonna keep me away from the fun. Like that is not fun to me.
Now I
but
know.
yeah.
Now I know you are very, very curious with this brand new Call of Duty game that's coming out, Matt, if I'm correct. Now, you've seen the DMZ gameplay, haven't you?
No, I haven't. Well, the announcement for
Right.
the new
I'll let
Modern Warfare,
Blaze.
yeah.
I'll let Blaze talk to you about that. But as of recent, we've got just a teeny weeny little bit of multiplayer gameplay alongside our first look at the Modern Warfare 4 OST.
We got the kill block as well.
He's passing it to Blaze.
Okay.
Why am I interested
Yeah,
in the soundtrack for Modern Warfare 4 where
Okay.
the sound, like, the only recognizable
Let Blaze
sound piece
let Blaze talk about it, all right?
that they
'Cause
had was
he will,
Into the Furnace?
he's gonna
So
explain it.
Yeah,
He's gonna explain it.
I watched the trailer they put for the soundtrack. They got the original guy from Call of Duty 4 and brought him to do the soundtrack for this game. Multiplayer, they showed off a new map, which we're going to get live gameplay footage this month, called Kill Block. And it's a map that randomizes 3 portions of the map, so you can never remember routes, head glitches, whatever. There's over 500 plus combinations to this map. DMZ has more dynamic weathering system, and it's more of an extraction shooter than it was an MW3. That's for sure.
MW2.
Or MW2, yes. Campaign, of course, we know what that looks like. It looks great so far from what we've seen. But I have high hopes for this game.
Think of like it's more dark and grittier. I think so with
Yeah, it's more
DMZ.
dark
Think
and
of
scarier.
like Escape from Tarkov. Like it's more Escape from Tarkov, literally. The dark.
Yeah,
Like
I've seen the gameplay footage with the
Wait, but didn't they try
Ubisoft-esque
that
tactical chatter between the two players.
Now, what
which
I
was,
will
like,
say,
scripted as fuck.
the Ghost?
I think so. What
Think
I will
so.
say with this,
I have seen that trailer, like the whole like DMZ trailer. It just reminded me of those like god awful Tom Clancy game trailers that Ubisoft was doing back in the mid 2010s for like Rainbow
I
Six
think it's
Siege
going to
back
be
in the
good.
day.
I mean, my honest opinion. But I mean,
what I will say
I
with
read-
Infinity Ward, from what I've been seeing from their like inside Infinity Ward trailer things they've been doing, the way that they're playtesting this game is beautiful. They do like a bunch of practice every week, and then Friday they do a full blown tournament, and whoever wins gets a belt, and they get to brag about it until next Friday. They play the game every day to make sure it's perfect, and they
Yeah,
show
but
this
are
on the
they
channel.
running a playtest tournament? I think is a bit weird. Like I think if you're playtesting a game, you'd kind of expect those kinds of employees to be rewarded based on how many bugs they find in the game, because
That's what
the
they've been
whole
doing.
point of playtesting.
They playtest,
but,
and
like,
if they find a bug, they fix it.
which they're supposed
Yeah,
to.
but you kind of made that sound like
you won't
Because
because
that's
it's not as simple as just finding bugs. Like your playtesters literally have to like be hired for the sole purpose of trying to find ways to break your game.
Because what they do is they get every person that has worked on this game, and every Friday they all play it. And if they find a bug during that play test on Friday, the next day they go in and fix it. And then that next Friday they go in and try to find more bugs. That's what their entire play
That's
test
what
is.
notepads and pens right next to them while
I
they're
look
playing.
forward in Call of Duty.
Because
fun in a
If them
tournament.
play the game.
If you go to their YouTube channel, they
Hear
talk
all
about
that
all the stuff they've been doing with this game.
Yeah,
They've actually improved from MW2 and MW3.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't do
but you
MW3,
know what they
but
say,
MW2.
talk is cheap until I see definitive, like, tangible results.
Because the
I'm still going to
guys
be on the fence.
the guys that are heads of this game, one of them has been here since COD 2 and one's been here since COD 4.
Okay.
Those are the guys that are running the studio now at Infinity Ward.
What about the only thing that and I'm not being negative about it at all. Please don't, none of y'all take this as me being negative. I hope that they fix their server issues, because I know
They
in certain
will.
areas that you play in, it is really laggy.
Because the
And
reason
Call of Duty thing for
the reason it's so fucking laggy is because
said-
they put it on old gen consoles and they have to support the game for old gen consoles. Now that they're not doing that no more, it should be better.
We're so far
It shouldn't really make a difference
technology
between
so far that
like
I believe
what
they should
generation console
find
you're using
it,
though, because Ubisoft has been doing
code
the same
it,
thing with Rainbow Six
fix
Siege, and they don't have any issues with that
Like-
whatsoever. Hell, they're on cross-platform, which would be
And like I
severely
said,
more
I'm not
taxing to
taking
their
away from
server.
the game. I think the game's going to be great.
I
I
just
love campaign. I play campaign first when it comes to Call of Duty
I do
games.
too, that's all I do.
Kill
It's campaign.
multiplayer, I could care less about all the other
Alright.
added stuff,
Yeah.
as long as the campaign is fantastic, is all I care. Did I like
Yeah,
the
but,
way
like-
the Black 7 campaign was? Yeah, I loved it. It was different. It had a lot of characters that was in the Black Ops series. You had Woods, you had Mason, Bowman, the rest of them. I did like that fact that they kind of put everybody in there. Was it weird? Was it kind of different? Was it kind of trippy in certain parts? Yeah, but I feel like with the last few ones that they put, it kind of went in the direction that was supposed to go with it. It was weird.
Are you
Don't get
talking
me
about
wrong.
Modern Warfare or
Weird
Black
that they went
Ops?
where
He's
they
talking
did
about
it,
Black Ops.
but it was great.
No, the Black
I
Ops
like
campaigns went to shit after the third one.
Oh yeah.
Because with you
Yeah,
got
Cold-
1 and 2, you got 1 and 2 that are perfect.
Cold War was
and then 3
alright,
was
but
what the
every
fuck.
other
Cold
yeah,
War
like
was
Cold
great.
War was alright,
See,
but every
I
other
will
Call of
agree.
Duty besides like
Cold War was good.
Cold War
Yeah.
was Cold War versus.
But from
Black Ops
every other
7,
COD
Cold
from
War
Black Ops
1.
3 onwards has been absolute doo-doo caca. It was like, like it's just
Right.
been dog shit.
Was perfect.
What I like,
Mark,
I'll just like say this to end this top like this subject. Look, where I stand, like it remains unchanged until I see some tangible results, and you know, a game that people aren't bitching about every 5 seconds on the net, which you know is not going to be a complete 100% possibility. Like there's always going to be a few naysayers, but when I'm seeing the loudest voices praising the game rather than trashing it and just constantly bitching and moaning about it, then yeah, I'll be convinced.
Well,
But
I will ask you.
I'm
Will you be
I'm
playing
still-
Will you be playing the beta?
fuck no.
At least-
Because I don't believe the beta is not, representative of the final product. We've been burned by these beta tests before. Like you have and it happens every fucking release cycle for Call of Duty. They put out this beta for all the suckers that have been, pre-ordering the game for more money than what they really should be spending on the game for. Hold on, I'm not finished yet. And then like as soon as they get into the beta, they just ride this fucking high because it's the new thing. They think because it's new, it's better. And then like after, the small window of playing the closed or open beta or whatever the fuck, the game finally releases, they get more into it because now they have, more, limitless time with the game now that it's out and on store shelves. But the more time they spend with it, the more the cracks show, and they realize, oh, this is a shit game, and then they just start bitching and moaning, and the cycle just fucking repeats the next year.
So
It's a tale as old as time with Call of Duty now, and
I'm just gonna piggyback on a little thing you said. So you said that Call of Duty players are paying extortionate prices than we're supposed to. So the base game would be
for pre-orders, yes,
$69.99 for the base game now, and then obviously $99.99 for the Vault Edition. Now this one's different. If you've pre-ordered or played any previous Call of Duty title from 2019 onwards, you get a 10% discount. So you'd be paying $89.99, which I think is reasonable, and I think it's amazing.
Codemasters rewards me a 30% discount for every Formula One game, like succeeding the last one that I bought for. So I'd still say that's a better deal. Like I'm only paying 60 Australian dollars for a new Formula One game every year, as opposed to $100.
I'll just say though, if you haven't watched the Inside Infinity Ward YouTube videos yet, I'd give them a watch.
We recommend you watch them because
they
it gives you more
explain
insight
a
on
lot.
Things. Yeah.
They even show multiplayer gameplay here and there.
This is what I was trying to tell you, Matt. You need to like hop on with what we're looking at, because otherwise
they go into detail. They even talk about hold on. They even talk about the mistakes they're fixing from the old COD games they've made.
Because saying
I have been paying attention to the Vidocs. I have been paying attention to the Vidocs, but I'm still not entirely convinced. Because you can try and make promises and use flowery words and pretty language to try and sell me on your product. I'm still not going to be convinced until the game is in my hands. So I'm not going to be pre-ordering it. I'm not going to be playing the fucking beta because I know that's not representative of the final build of the game as a whole.
Are we still doing that thing that we said about?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm on about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think
I will look at some point once Modern Warfare 4 releases. I will try and get in there as early as possible.
Listen,
but I'm
Matt,
not pre-ordering the game.
When I go live on the 16th playing the campaign early, I'll message you so you can watch me play the campaign.
Better yet, I want you to be there in the Merc Clan Twitch page whilst I'm doing my launch party stream. Because Blaze is going to be there. I'll be there. Ford's going to be there. Luna's going to be there. Apollo's going to be there.
The reason I want
I'd rather get my own hands on the game and like see how I feel about how the game actually plays rather than just watching someone else. Because if I'm just watching you play, I'm like my opinions on the matter still won't mean anything unless I've actually started playing the game. I'm not saying I'm going to be pre-ordering the game because I don't think Activision deserves my money for pre-orders. I will get my hands on the game as early as possible to, test the waters and see if Infinity Ward has actually done anything right. But, this has been, fucking 4-5 years now we've been burned by the marketing team, like overhyping and overselling the game. And it's as much as it sucks, it's gonna take a while for me to trust the word of any Call of Duty developer at face value.
And that's understandable. But if you guys also notice, especially in the gaming world, and I say this from every gamer, most people that doesn't like Call of Duty, they're really into like Rainbow Six Siege and other games of that nature. And if you've noticed, Bartender has always stayed loyal to Rainbow Six Siege. So that's
Oh, not always.
Because
Like,
most
yeah, it's
people
one of my favorite Rainbow Six
like
games, but
Call
I'm
of
more of a
Duty.
Battlefield and
I,
Halo fan.
I will agree with Bartender here. I do love Rainbow Six Siege. It's a very fun game. I
It
do
is
love
fun.
Battlefield. I have been getting back into it. It's very fun. But
Good man.
I will always play Call of Duty. You
Yeah.
cannot change my opinion.
Yeah.
Listen, I'll play Call of Duty. Yes, that's fun. I'll play Siege. I love the game. I'll play Battlefield. That's all. I also have fun on that. But I'll always play
Yeah,
Call of
there's
Duty, no
always
matter
been
what.
a community
like-
with
What
that.
happened
You
to?
think about it, if
Hold
you
on,
look
hold on,
at it,
Blaze. Hold on, Blaze. What happened to if Call of Duty brings back dog shit like poppy
Okay.
skins?
Yes.
I'm not gonna be touching it ever again.
If they bring back dumb bullshit skins like action, like
like
fucking
Rainbow
movie
Six
actors and shit,
out,
yes, I will stop. But if they don't, I will always play Call of Duty. If they
Yeah, fair.
start doing the goofy bullshit again, no.
All
But
right.
like, people seem to forget that like the multiplayer, from the very beginning has never been the core focus of Call of Duty, and I think like the devs really need to refocus their attention on the campaigns because, in a market where people are more focused on playing story games, especially everything that Sony's been pumping out through their first party studios, I think they'd sell more
Excuse me.
copies of Call of Duty if they just did the campaign right and just treated the multiplayer as just a fun add-on rather than trying to turn the multiplayer into an esport, because Call of Duty in my opinion has just transformed from an awesome campaign experience with a multiplayer suite attached to it to a fucking multiplayer suite
Oh.
that's trying to be an esport with a half-assed campaign attached to it, which is rather disappointing and just kind of sullies the Call of Duty legacy,
I
in
will
my
say
opinion,
this though.
to a degree.
Nowadays, people don't buy COD for the campaign. They only
Which
buy it for
sucks.
multiplayer.
I do.
Yeah,
It's like they're like,
And I will say this:
Fucking
people
hell.
said Black Ops 7 was gonna die this year. It's still fucking alive.
yeah,
It has more players on PlayStation than Battlefield. Yes, Battlefield has more players on Steam, but on PlayStation, there's even more on COD than Battlefield right now.
Blaze,
Kinda-
tell the story you told me.
yeah, because
Tell the story you told
Okay.
me about your friend's boyfriend about COD.
Okay,
Before I move on to the next topic.
I know my girlfriend's gonna watch this episode, and she knows who I'm talking about. I'm not dropping names or nothing. So recently, my girlfriend's friend, she has a very big crush on Ghost. A lot of girls have a crush on men with masks, apparently.
Yeah.
And she wanted to
Oh
get
my
into
God.
Call of Duty. Now, her boyfriend found out that I was talking to her about Call of Duty and lore and shit. He got jealous because she wants that I got her into Call of Duty instead of him getting her into Call of Duty. Yeah, he got jealous because of it.
Tell him the other part, like his opinion on the CODs.
Okay, this is his opinion. Listen to this. Listen. He thinks the best Call of Duties ever made is Call of Duty 1 from 2003 and Call of Duty 2 from 2005.
And he's our
He
age.
thinks
He's our age.
He's our age. He thinks those are the two best Call of Duties ever made. I'm like, are you stupid?
those are some guided opinions.
No.
No, Matt.
What do you mean no?
Listen, if he said World at War, I would have said, okay,
Yeah, if you
hands
said
off to
World at
him,
War, I would
hands
say, yeah.
off. World at War's
Yeah,
good.
that's a
I like
good-
World at War.
that's a good
World at War
take.
is amazing. But
1 and
COD
2.
1 and 2?
One or something
Dude,
like
alright.
those or whatever.
Call of
I was
Duty-
like, okay, those are good.
I'll
Yes,
give you. I'll give
yes,
you
I
two.
understand
I'll
they
give you two.
started the franchise. Jesus.
I'll give you two reasons as to why I think those opinions are actually based. Because when it comes to liking Call of Duty 1, I can understand that because that was when the original Duty was called. Like that's
Mhm.
what really established the franchise of having these big set piece campaigns where it wasn't
Yeah.
just, a handful of soldiers on the map at once. No, you were in these large scale environments with full on armies backing you up, fighting an enemy force that was as big as an army, and it was kicking fucking Medal of Honor to the curb. That was the stepping stone to kill Medal of Honor. and it, a few years down the line, because of the Call of Duty campaign formula, it did succeed in doing that. And you have to remember, Medal of Honor was a fucking, it was just a fucking passion project of Steven fucking Spielberg, because he wanted to make something that was World War II adjacent that his kids could play, that wasn't as violent as, Saving Private Ryan or Band of Brothers that, his kids couldn't watch. And Call of Duty 2 is also very important, because not only did it improve upon what Call of Duty 1 set out to do as far as campaign gameplay was concerned and, its storytelling, but it also set the precedent for multiplayer and how the multiplayer is structured. Without Call of Duty 2, the whole multiplayer structure and its class-based systems would not exist in Call of Duty today. That was the foundation for the Call of Duty multiplayer suite as we know it today. And yes, it has evolved and mutated over the past 20 years, but without Call of Duty 2, we wouldn't have today's multiplayer suite for Call of Duty. So think about that. Because it's the same way that the foundations of the Halo franchise pretty much set its precedents for the future of the franchise. Halo 2 brought in dual wielding, and that was brought back in Halo 3, and yada yada yada. With fucking Battlefield, they brought in Levolution and the ability to destroy entire buildings in Battlefield Bad Company, and that's just been a franchise staple ever since. Fucking Grand Theft Auto going into a 3D environment where you could do whatever the fuck you want. Started with Grand Theft Auto 3 and has been evolving ever since.
But even back then, I like Rising Sun. At that time period, I did like Call of Duty, but I also liked Rising Sun. Rising Sun set itself apart, way above on par at the time, to me, versus Call of Duty. Now, Call of Duty did last longer than Modern Warfare and that Medal of Honor did, which is fantastic because a lot of people liked it. It just became the new hype, and it killed Medal of Honor. Now, I do believe that Medal of Honor, there's two newer games, which I say new. It's probably been about 10 years since both of them has come out. Y'all probably know what I'm talking about, which one of them being Warfighter. Those two games was fantastic games. To me, if you compare that to the old Rising Sun, Medal of Honor, those two was perfect games. Great shooter games. Great campaigns. But with the Call of Duty fans, it kind of killed both of those games. And I feel like for Medal of Honor fans that really like that, I feel like they should have had more come out and more of a chance. But that's just me, though. I mean, a lot of people have different opinions on different games. Like, I like a bunch of odd games that nobody really liked or anything else, but just like Singularity. Singularity is another game that I like. Not many people know what Singularity is, but once people see it and play it, you're going to be like, oh crap, this is actually a pretty fun game because it's weird and unusual. It wasn't a hyped up game like a lot of other games was hyped up at the time. And, every gamer is different up in here. Bartender's not the same as Blaze. Blaze is not the same as Undead. Undead's not the same as Restless.
Yes, that's how opinions work.
But that's just my honest opinion about it. But
I'm definitely not the same as Undead. Have you seen the games he plays?
Excuse me. Hold on a minute. Excuse me. Sorry. Hold on a minute.
I can go to your PlayStation trophy list and look at all the games you've played that I've never touched before, and they're weird.
But also
shovelware. There's like what? 20,
I'm going.
20-30%, which is shovelware, but I don't.
And who's the one throwing the dimmer dollars towards that fucking shovelware to buy and play?
Hold on.
Listen to this. Police Simulator. He has 10 hours in it. I have less than an hour.
Police Simulator. Okay, hold on a minute. I'll have you know, Police Simulator. I played with Paperclip Mike. So do
Okay.
not diss Police Simulator. It's a fucking funny
All right,
ass
let's
game.
find another one.
That's
I
not
was
Find
shovelware.
another one.
That's not
Yeah.
shovelware. That's not shovelware.
Let's find another one.
That's the last time you played it before that.
I'm not gonna be surprised if I find fucking Honey Pop or Galgun.
I've seen your Steam wish list, buddy.
I'm just starting to plot. That's the
You got
last
some
one.
weird games in there.
I'll just say this: if you ever find a copy of Lust for Darkness in his Steam library, it's all over. It's
Hold on. I wonder if he still has WTF Waifu Tactical whatever.
Yes.
Probably
You
not.
still have it in your wish list?
Brother, I've been talking with the actual developers.
Oh, you're talking to the actual developers.
Are you
The guy who
sure they
runs the-
don't want to
the
use
guy
you just for a free marketing ploy?
The guy who runs
Like,
the-
I gotta hear this. I gotta hear this, y'all. This is
they're
amazing.
using you for free marketing because they know they're too shit to get like fucking Ninja or Asmongold or whatever, so they go to fucking you.
Let me go to his wish list. Let me go to his
That's
wish
still a
list.
big thing, by the way. That's still a big thing. They could have went to somebody else, but went to Undead.
Yeah, but like we also
like, hold on a minute. Can I just
have,
can I just say something?
like 500 followers on Twitch and YouTube like combined.
Like, can
Like,
I just
that
can I
ain't
just put up?
big.
As of recent, I've been playing Icarus, with Ford and Luna and all that.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, like
Which is a great game.
Icarus. I'm already loving it. I'm
It
loving
is.
the. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
It's a
You
great
finished
one if you
First
don't
Light
break your
yet?
house down in it. It's pretty
Oh
good.
my god, we're still on this. No, I've not finished it because it's been so fucking hot, and it's gonna get hotter and hotter this week. So I won't have a
Bro,
chance.
fuck
to
who? It's a
play
story
Dispatch.
game.
Yeah,
It's a single player game.
As
You're
if
not
I'm gonna.
under the fucking competitive stress of an esport. Take your time with it.
Bro, half these story games that I've played through that you can play through for free, like it only takes you like 4 hours, 5 hours.
But I was gonna say, yeah, no, I've played Icarus. Yeah, still playing Diablo with them.
You wanna know what games I've gotten into recently that I've been playing besides COD?
What?
Bartender's gonna like this. Doom: The Dark Ages and BioShock.
Oh,
Hey.
we have got to
Hey, listen.
So, all right, a couple of things that I want to ask.
BioShock.
Where are you with the Dark Ages, and what BioShock are you playing?
So I completely restarted my Doom: The Dark Ages so I can understand the story again because it's been a while. I'm at the
Yeah.
part where you're flying the dragon, of course. That part where you're destroying all the stuff. I'm at that part. BioShock.
How cool is that dragon though?
I love it. BioShock. I just finished the introduction to it.
Are we talking like the first BioShock?
Yeah,
Like
I'm playing through the first
okay,
one,
good.
second,
OG
and Infinite.
BioShock. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the
Ooh.
remastered version. So
Oh.
Oh.
Wait, didn't they have a co-op with that?
I don't know.
I will also
I can't
say,
No,
remember.
you're thinking of System Shock 2. No, I see. My opinions of the remaster versions of BioShock 1 and 2 are a bit
I could have sworn.
iffy. It's kind of like that weird grey kind of argument that make between the original Doom 3 and the BFG edition of Doom 3. As for Infinite, like I can understand why a lot of people liked the game and it's kind of gotten its own cult following, but to me it's not proper BioShock either because it's way too linear and just kind of like is a bit removed from its immersive sim roots with BioShock
It was
1 and 2.
BioShock 2.
And let's not forget the animations have made so many contributions to 3D animation in the most deplorable of ways. Like,
All,
if you
all
know,
I-
you know.
all I'm saying is I've been loving BioShock so far.
Mhm.
and as of recent,
It's
I'm
great.
gonna be dipping my toes into Kingdom Come Deliverance because I've actually wanted to play that for a long time.
I don't know if y'all have had the same problem, Blaze.
What's wrong with Kingdom Come Deliverance?
No. There's nothing wrong with it.
No,
I'm gonna say this until the day you play it. Dispatch.
Oh my
High
god.
on Life 2.
finish.
That
Finish
game's been
the
out since
backlog
October of
the
last year.
easiest-
Come on.
Finish your backlog of the easiest to finish games first.
Yeah, they
Dis-
won't.
Dispatch
I
you can
can
get
show
through in a
you.
day.
I can read how many hours it took me to beat Dispatch if I can find it.
4.
Where the fuck is it?
But
It
I wanna
took
mo-
me.
Speaking,
I want to move on to a small subject before we get onto the major shit that we've been waiting to talk about for
Yeah.
this entire podcast.
It took me an entire day.
PlayStation are shutting down their PS3 and PS Vita stores.
It took them
Oh,
long enough.
So we have come to a sunset on the most beloved console storefronts for the last 2 decades.
mind you, that's digital. You can still get secondhand discs.
Yeah, but it's a digital storefront. It's coming to a sunset.
Fuck
So-
digital. I never bought digital for the Xbox 360 era.
Like fuck.
I did here and there.
But shall we jump into what we've been waiting for to talk about for a long time?
Juicy shit.
I was gonna talk about this book for a short bit, but yeah, I guess we've waited long enough.
So
Alright,
I want to bring up.
Hold on.
Okay.
All right, so because I've actually been making up notes for this.
Oh god, here
'cause
we
I
go.
don't ever come unprepared for this bullshit.
Oh,
Fuck
here
you.
we go. Here he comes.
so-
Here he comes.
So, for those of you who have been living under a rock for the past week, because inevitably this episode is going to be uploaded a week later after recording.
Yeah.
Right now, it is the 5th of the 7th, 2026 in Australia, 4th of July in America, as you can see.
It is
Yeah.
You'll be
blaze
seeing
by
this
the
on
American
July
flag.
12th.
The fucking Star-Spangled Banner just, ejaculated from every pore of his body.
America.
So, look, PlayStation,
America.
PlayStation, and I mean Sony
Fuck yeah.
Interactive Entertainment, have fucked up in a very, very big way. Basically, the news is they've announced that Sony and Sony PlayStation have announced that they're going to be just removing, ceasing to produce physical discs of PlayStation games from 2028 onwards, and it has caused quite a big stir on the internet. Right now, gamers are split into 2 camps: pro physical media and anti-physical media. You've got one camp that really wants physical discs to still be a thing and physical cartridges. That way, they can buy. It gives them another option to purchase these games for varying prices that can be affordable. Basically, a more consumer-friendly sort of look at the market, along with being able to collect these games in a physical collectible cover on their shelf, kind of like collecting trophies or trinkets, that kind of thing, which I can actually sympathize with. I can understand that because I too have a big fuck off collection of video game discs. But the pro digital camp, they seem to be on the side of we don't need physical discs anymore. I don't want any of this clutter. I don't see any reason to buy discs anymore. And they just buy all their games digitally. Now, the reason why I think that is a problem is because basically the prices of these games, if physical media is to be completely erased, will always be determined by the company that's running the digital storefront, which if you're playing on console, you don't have any other, alternative stores to go to like you can on PC. It will always, if you're playing on PlayStation, you will always get your games from the PlayStation marketplace, and Sony are the ones setting the fucking prices. And if they so choose to, they can just, fuck the marketplace off altogether and force you to buy a subscription service, and basically become Netflix for games.
Which would be
buying
awesome
digitally
if
on
you
X.
could make a pay for a game and just a subscription. I'm just saying.
Not
Because
really.
let's say you pay, and this is just like theoretically. Let's say you pay $30 a month, and all the games to PlayStation is free. Kind of worth it.
Guess what? They're already doing that with PlayStation Plus and
they do it with PlayStation
Xbox
Plus and
Game Pass. And look,
You still
they only have.
purchase games. They only have a limited. They have this many
Well-
games for free versus all the other ones. Now,
PlayStation, Xbox
you have
has
something
over
like $5.
500
Can I finish?
games
My
right
bad,
now you can play.
My bad.
Yeah, the other thing as well, so when you're playing games on PC, you have you've got your different launches like your Epic Game Store, the Steam Store, but getting games on Steam alone, you still have other storefronts to go to if you want to find yourself a bargain. Sites like G2A and Humble Bundle, where you can buy games that may not be on sale on Steam, but are on sale on their website. Get yourself a Steam key for the games that you want for a cheaper price. It's more options for the consumer to find a bargain, and that's why Steam still, still remains as a consumer friendly digital storefront. And the other thing as well, they also have clauses where if developers put their games on Steam, they can't, and this is a new clause that's, part of the conditions of being a developer selling games on their marketplace. You can't just, revoke a player's rights to play the game just because, servers aren't going to be, cheap enough to run. Because of all the latest bullshittery that's going on at the moment, and with Stop Killing Games really, solidifying that legacy and just, making major strides to be pro-consumer, Valve have basically, jumped onto that bandwagon as well and made these clauses so that, the Steam store is a more consumer-friendly marketplace. But for the digital marketplaces for Xbox, Nintendo, and PlayStation, nothing is guaranteed. And it won't be consumer friendly at all, because again, Sony will always set the prices. I mean, you think about it. You go to the digital storefront, any digital storefront, try and get yourself a digital copy of any of the prior Call of Duty games. You can do this on, your Xbox, your PlayStation, or Steam. Activision still sets the fucking price of Call of Duty World at War, for example, at the full price of almost $100. It's $80 Australian here. It'd be $60 in America. Yeah. You go look up on Steam right now, try and do a price comparison. See what the price of any of the prior Call of Duty titles are. They're still trying to sell to you for full price. But if you want to buy those games for console, rather than paying full price on the digital marketplace, you can go to GameStop or Walmart, get yourself a bargain there, purchase the same game for a cheaper price, because Walmart or GameStop are the ones setting the prices. Gives more options for the consumer. Now, imagine a world where that was no longer the case, and the only digital storefront for consoles was the marketplace on the console's UI. How the fuck is that fair? Because I think that's the most anti-consumer thing that you can do, and that's why a lot of people are of the opinion that PlayStation is shooting themselves in the foot. It's not just, anti-physical media, it's anti-consumer, which is the most like grubby way of going about business. Like,
I just want to bring up
and like,
so
I know what you're gonna say, Wolf, because like I did see you bring up on Twitter people sending
So-
death threats to
Like
Right,
Steam
so
stuff.
let me just bring up. So because of the recent news with Sony, PlayStation fans are massively cancelling their PS Plus subscriptions to protest Sony's move toward the digital only future. And
I
they're
don't
sharing
think a boycott's
screenshots.
gonna.
Yeah.
Let's
So
boycott
this is
everything.
why I said. So we're crying about GTA 6 because people are complaining
Yep.
about GTA 6. We're complaining about Modern Warfare 4. Now we're bitching about Sony. Now we're bitching about Sony over the fact that we're going digital. Now then, I said, grow up. Physical media still exists through PS1 through PS4 consoles. So if you want to collect something, collect them.
Yeah, but it's more about collecting the new games
And
that
then
come out. They
Yeah,
want
that's
to they want to have a consumer friendly way of getting newer games. That's what the argument is. It's not about the old stuff because we know that the old stuff is out there. You can buy it either digitally or physically. That's
this
been the
goes
standard
into
since the 1980s.
this goes into my next argument. So because Sony's been trying to market the new Spider-Man movie, people are tweeting Sony saying about the Sony like the situation. So I then said,
Today, Junior, come on, get the words out.
I then said, so we've gotten to the point where sending death threats and acting like the world's ending because digital media isn't normal. We're coming to an end of a decade. Life won't be the same in 20 to 30 years. Digital media will be normal, so get over it. Like if you realistically look at it, digital media will be the future, and that is the end of it. That is the strip. That
I
is like that. The thing is,
I
right?
am
Like, let's put it this way. I'm gonna put it into an aspect. You know how cyberpunk is. You know how cyberpunk's very like,
yeah.
yeah. There's you don't really,
dystopian and shitty.
yeah, and
If we're
it's
talking
just all
about the
it's all
law, it's dystopian and shitty, and I would never want to live in a world like
and
that.
think
Exactly.
of Cyberpunk and Ready Player One. Nothing. There's no physical media in those
Oh my
universes.
god, you
And what I'm trying to say is, digital media will be the future, and if you don't like that, then there's nothing you can do about it because that is just how it is. Like
you're
I
trying to
don't.
find loose connections where they fail to even hold any
But no, what I'm trying
merit.
to say is, in 20 to 30 years, better, yeah,
I know
50
what you're
years.
I know what you're trying to say, but that is I'm like heavily inclined to disagree. You want to know why? Because even in other mediums, people are still collecting Blu-rays, DVD. Like
Yeah.
fucking when it comes to music, people are still collecting CDs, tapes, vinyls.
Records.
Vinyl records. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So let me just bring up these last two tweets that I
Games
said.
are another art medium.
So,
Huh?
former Blizzard president Mike Ybarra thinks Sony's decision to stop physical discs will ruin kids for Christmas. He says that having to open a game to having to only spend potentially hours downloading it is a real bummer. So then I said, it's not really a bummer as you still still have to install the game from the disc and the version update. And for someone who had
Yeah, but
someone who
all
trashed the
right.
internet as a child, it took the entire Christmas week to download. Mike Ybarra is talking out of his asshole.
You do
I'll
all
give you.
right. So
I'll give you an
I'm gonna
example.
bring up something because I think you're coming from the worst possible place to engage in this argument. Because remember last week when we were talking about Sony pulling the fucking movie storefront from the PlayStation market?
It's a licensing
Now,
issue. It's a
remember,
licensing issue. They
yeah,
can't fix it.
exact. No, it's not just a licensing issue. It's because in their fucking end user license agreement clause, they stated that the movies that players were purchasing from the PlayStation storefront were licenses to those movies, not the ownership. Now, they can easily turn the fucking tables when it comes to owning games on the digital marketplace. When you own a disc, you have guaranteed dead to rights to the ownership of your copy of that game. When it's on digital, that is not the case, except for Steam on the PC marketplace, because that's part of the conditions of being able to sell games on their storefront in the first place. Because Steam, Valve,
I have an
pro-consumer.
example. You remember Jump Force? They shut the entire servers down. You can't download it no more. I have the disc, so I can
so do
pop
I.
this in my Xbox anytime I want, and I can still play it.
Yeah, I ended this as well.
But if you bought it digitally, you can't do nothing with this anymore.
It's because they couldn't afford to uphold the servers.
Licensing issues with no, it was licensing issues with anime characters.
I still got
that on top of that, it was the fact they couldn't afford to uphold the service and the licensing issues. It was two things they had on the table,
which I find really fucking stupid and doesn't make any sense.
This game
considering
as well.
Bandai Namco made the fucking game.
Or this game, you can't play this digitally as well. I own it. I can play it anytime I want, but no one else can.
I pirate it.
Illegal.
Yeah, but that's illegal. But as well, this is the cloudiness of whether or not ownership of your games on a digital marketplace, considering the shitty and illegal things that the likes of Ubisoft have pulled on consumers recently, leaves ownership, up in the air. It's not guaranteed anymore if you're buying games digitally for PlayStation, Xbox, or Nintendo. So what people have actually resorted to do is, future-proofing their PlayStation 5s, fucking jailbreaking them to ensure that the games that they own digitally will still be under their own ownership. They've gone as far as, doing, pirating games to ensure that they can still play the games that they technically should own.
All these emulators and stuff like that.
I will recite something that Gabe Newell also has said in the past. The only reason why Steam is such a successful storefront on PC is because Steam offers services that are far more superior than anything pirating software will ever be able to achieve. If you can offer a service greater than what pirates are going to give you, you will be successful. All of Valve's games are as cheap as $20 Australian right now, or $15 American, whatever the price point is over anywhere else in the world. They sell their new games cheap. Counter-Strike sold for Counter-Strike 2 sold for $20 a pop. Fucking, it's a tale as old as time.
I will say this,
if you're gonna be anti-consumer and consumer unfriendly, then of course people are gonna be turning your backs on you. And I can understand people's people being enraged over this, because imagine fucking it's why people still to this day are hailing physical media as king, because it's happening with the movie industry right now. You recently, and I know you're probably going to roll your eyes at me because this is fucking obvious, but as of right now, if you only have a Netflix subscription, for example, and you've been watching a show for a while, and then suddenly Netflix decides to pull that fucking show that you've been, binging for the past, couple of weeks or so, and you're only just halfway through it, and then Netflix decides to pull it, and you find out that it's on another subscription service, then you have to, fork out money for another subscription service, and before you know it, you're, fucking balls deep in all these other different movies, streaming services, just to watch the fucking shit that you want to.
I actually
with
saw,
physical media, all you need is a fucking Blu-ray or DVD player, a fucking, the one-off purchase of said movie. You can watch it infinitely.
This one person I saw online, he downloaded this program, and what he did was he had a disc thing. I don't know what you call it. I forgot what it's called. But
disc drive?
Yeah, he bought a disc drive for his PC.
Disc binder.
Yeah, the disc drive. And he downloaded this program. He put the disc in. and he'd turn it into an MKV. He'd then convert it onto his PC, and you put it onto this program, and it would be available to him for him to
A
watch.
point.
Yeah. Long story short, he made his own streaming service without having to pay anything. By putting all his discs, all his movies, physical discs, on his PC.
People are just trying to find ways
That's
to never
called
spend money.
file conversion. That is totally different. Streaming requires the internet. He basically just burned all of his fucking, DVDs onto
Which is
files
piracy.
so
Yeah.
that he can, basically like, pirating his movies, like being the fucking pirate.
No
burning them
different
into
than
files.
LimeWire.
But
I suppose y'all remember
What-
LimeWire.
That's not streaming. He's just watching them offline. What he's done is, highly illegal. He's making
Still the
copies
same.
of someone else's product, but
But what you said about like Netflix pulling shit that you were like watching, that happened to me recently actually. Because I had a movie that was in my watch list that I wanted to watch. I go to that streaming service, it's not there no more.
Mhm. They don't
What
hold
the fuck?
Yep. Happened to one of my buddies when he was trying to watch Terminator 2 Judgment Day last month.
But if you
when
change
he
the
was- he
region
was-
in it,
he,
a lot of
like,
movies that
but that just means you're paying another subscription for a fucking VPN.
Yeah, I ain't doing that. That's too much work.
Yeah. So, like, you can either bury yourself in more fucking subscription fees, or you can just buy the one physical disc for the one-off price. That's all you need. Like,
Mhm.
if it's something that, and like, I find more enjoyment, walking through the aisles of EB Games or JB Hi-Fi, looking for video games and movies that catch my eye. It's the same reason
yeah.
why I still go to physical bookstores and walk through the aisles to find a book title that's going to catch my eye.
Yeah.
Because when you go through an actual store and actually get off your ass and walk to the fucking mall, to the bookstore, or JB Hi-Fi, Sanity, EB Games, and like you look at what's on the shelves, you're getting a bird's eye view of what the world is like. You can
yeah.
kind of
Oh, yeah.
see, you can get a sort of bird's eye view of current world affairs or what's currently trending right now because they're popular.
Yeah, I
You
love
can't do
walking
that.
through Walmart.
You can't do that digitally because it's all fucking algorithms that are suited to your tastes. You go to a physical store, everything's unfiltered, and you can see the world for what it is. Which is
Yeah,
funny because this is something that was brought up in this book. Now, you know the name that is on this fucking book, and yes, it is the same Hideo Kojima that wrote, the Metal Gear games and Death Stranding. And there is an interesting excerpt here. So this book, right? It's a collection of like all of these essays that he's like small essays that he's written on movies and books that have kind of inspired his works on the Metal Gear franchise and Death Stranding. It's interesting because like all the connections that I've been drawing to the games of his that I've played make a hell of a lot of sense. But there's this first excerpt, like pretty much the introduction for this whole collection. And what he says is, and I quote, "The world is filled with countless books, movies, and songs, so many that one person cannot possibly hope to experience them all." Like, every day I come across all kinds of books, each offering their own unique connections. Some catch my curiosity, some make their appeals to me, and some I simply pass by. Through the process of observing and recognizing those connections, I become better at finding encounters that are meaningful to me, and I further hone my sensibilities. Not everything is a winner. That is true for books, movies, music, or any other man-made creative endeavor. In fact, 9 in 10 are misses. But among that other 10% are incredible works of art. As someone who makes his living by creating, I'm always thinking that I want to continue producing works that make it into that 10%. This gives me all the more reason to train and refine my ability to sense the one winner in 10. That's not to suggest that I'm doing anything special through this process. I go to a bookstore, I buy a book when I feel a connection with it, and I read it. If the book I choose is a miss, there is no reason to become discouraged. That is also part of the learning process that will guide me toward another winner. Time spent reading such a book is not wasted, but rather leads me to my next encounter. Like, it may be like he even goes on to say this. It's like how the same word can take on a different meaning depending on context or situation, or how you can discover a person's many different charms by seeing them within different social groupings. That's why, at the risk of repeating myself, I could never stop going to bookstores. It may be less the case now than before we had the internet and social media, but bookstores still remain a repository of the most current information. One circuit through the aisles is all that you need to gain a good estimation of what is trending just about everywhere. Even today, a bookstore is a microcosm of the world. Take, for example, NHK morning TV dramas. Even if you don't follow a particular show, a display of several related books could allow you to speculate that the show must have good ratings, while a cover side up stack of an actor's photo book will tell you that they are currently popular, whether or not you know who they are. A walk through the sports, how to, finance or business, and manga sections will give you a bird's eye view of much of the world. Some will read the above and think, sure, but I can get that much from the internet. But that's not true. The information you see on the internet comes to you filtered and tailored to your personal likings and interests. In a bookstore, information of all types comes into your view passively as you browse, even on topics that you don't follow. Bookstores create a broader context that doesn't exist on the internet. Of course, for generations that have mastered it, I'm sure the internet offers its own context from which encounters will emerge. Denying that isn't my intention, but I personally choose to keep my focus on bookstores and books. I want to bring my physical body to a store with books on display that I can reach out and touch. I want to walk through the aisles and notice a book of an end cap or a shelf, and then to take the book in my hand, bring it to the register, have the receipt put inside, and read it with total focus. And that is the joy of physical media. That's why I still like, because like you can go.
I feel like you've read the Bible.
Uh,
I feel
Well,
like you've read the Bible there. Sorry,
He went to
was that-
gaming
I mean,
church
like-
for a second.
Look
Sorry.
at
just
me.
have like a fucking.
is this a preaching podcast or is this a fucking gaming podcast? Like, what is
We
this?
just turned into a
It is a gaming podcast, but like my point
Amen.
is, you can.
Amen.
Somebody's going to
Yes.
Yes, I
Praise be our Lord, headache jingles.
I wanted to
Like,
bring
like,
up.
my
So
point.
sorry, I'll let
My
you finish.
point,
I'll let you
though.
finish.
My point though is that you can go buy games digitally on digital storefronts, but like the algorithms that make up like the front page of that digital store are going to be tailored to your taste. So you're never going to like be able to explore different genres or different kinds of games in the same genre, because you having spent so much of your time on games like Grand Theft Auto, Call of Duty, Fortnite, fucking whatever, it's gonna just keep pushing the same shit to you. Go to an actual store, you will see games that might catch your eye, and then yeah, you can buy them digitally later when you go home if you don't have any other choice. Or you can buy the disc right then and there, have guaranteed ownership of said game, and even if the fucking rights get pulled from digital stores and it gets delisted or whatever other manner of bullshittery for it to be erased from the digital storefront, you will still have your physical disc and activation key that will allow that game to be played on your system.
Yep.
That is the point I'm trying to make.
bring
Look at it. Other fucking companies are pulling the piss out of PlayStation right now. Like
Yes.
you've got Nintendo,
I got a couple
Nintendo and
saying.
Bethesda. Both Nintendo and Bethesda made fun of Sony going digital only by saying, "Look, you can still buy a fucking Nintendo Switch 2 cartridge of The Elder Scrolls Oblivion Remastered, because fuck digital storefronts, physical media is king. We have the fancy cartridges." Like,
Have you
when
have you seen the one by
you
Domino's?
fucked up. You fucked up when KFC in Spain and Domino's in the UK are making fun of you for just that.
I loved Domino's
Like
tweet.
that's when
We're
you've reached a
selling
fucking
digital
low
pizzas
bar.
now. We're selling digital pizzas now.
I wanted to bring up.
we're just gonna send you holographic food.
So I saw this thing, right? So, Matt, you said you have CEX, right?
What?
Do you know what CEX is? It's that
Explain.
second hand, right? It's the second hand
Oh
store.
yeah, see, yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
So
we have secondhand stores like
right.
that. Yeah.
So I saw this thing
We've also got
where
Super
it was
Retro.
like, so you know, what's your mainstream gaming store like to get your games?
EB Games.
EB Games, right? So is the company going underground? Like, is it like going to shit at that point?
No, it's still thriving.
Right. Okay. So
Especially since it's really leaned into pop culture
I've brought up in the
merchandise.
past that R1 is called Game. It's just called Game, and the company's going under shit. Like at that point, it's being held at the back of a fucking sports store. Any mainstream main game store you'll see on the high street or in the mall is literally just selling Funko Pops, Pokemon cards at that point. And one of the ideas that someone said was, "Oh, like why don't we just sell retro games? Just sell retro, like sell like the PS2 games." Like I remember going into Game and seeing the collection of PS2 games, going down the aisle of PS2 games,
Yeah,
and
EB Games has been doing the exact same thing. But guess what? You can still go to electronic stores like JB Hi-Fi or Harvey Norman and buy games there.
yeah, we don't have that. We have um
You have thrift shops.
no.
But yeah, if you have thrift shops, you can get some there.
Thrift
I've
shops.
seen some there.
No, like,
before.
okay,
I mean, if you
where
count,
where would you buy?
if you count a
Alright,
charity
let
shop,
me ask
then
you
yeah.
this, because I want to try and get the answer I'm looking for out of you. Like, what electronic stores do you have in the UK that would be,
So
the equivalent to Hard? Like, where do you go to buy your fucking TVs, your fucking coffee makers, your DVD players? Yeah. So, do they sell games there?
they sell the modern games.
Yeah. Cool.
That's
So you
it.
can buy your modern games there.
But no, what I'm trying to say
Like
is,
for current gen hardware, yeah.
what I'm trying to say is, Game should sell.
JB Hi-Fi does the exact same.
See, your JB Hi-Fi can obviously sells PS2 games, but ours don't. Ours sell.
No, they don't. No, they don't sell PS2 games. They sell they only sell games for PS4 and PS5. But that's still a physical storefront. That's the point that I'm trying to get. At least you can still buy the physical discs there.
So this last tweet I made was so someone said about the PlayStation's future. They won. So overpriced consoles and equipment that includes the PS6, and apparently it's rumored to be around $1,500. So yeah, AI reliance, fully digital games, heavy focus on live service titles, removing movies and shows from your console, increasing price of PS Plus. This is why I said overpriced when it's literally going to be like a PC at that point. And obviously I mentioned about the 20 to 30 year time jump, what I mentioned previously.
Well,
when it comes to live service games, it's third party titles not made by Sony. Obviously I mentioned about the movies, and then when it came to PS Plus, it's for new members. So
hold on. You said it would be like around 1,500. That's like a PC. That's like a low end PC. You can still buy a PC for like $3,000 to $6,000.
Like, at that point,
which is insane because
it's going to be built like a PC with the like the hardware. It's going to be like it's already costing extortionate prices for them to build it.
You can build a $1,000 PC that can keep up with most consoles. I mean,
if you just have to be like a savvy buyer and not just a mindless consumer that will just
in regards
buy
to the lives
and put in
I'm getting out of my comfort zone and playing Steam.
In regards to the live service situation, it's actually third party titles but not made by Sony. And for the PS Plus stuff, it's only for new members. So if you are a concurrent member, it doesn't affect you. You're still paying the same price you are now I'm still paying the £13.49 a month, which is equivalent to $20. So I'm paying $20 a month for PS Plus Premium to get access to
And then
everything.
every year they want to add
Yeah,
a
but
dollar.
still,
So
it'd be nice to have guaranteed ownership of the games that I buy,
This the like people don't
rather
read.
than
That's the thing. The
hoping that
people
they don't
don't
get
read. That's
pulled.
why people
Like-
just jump on the bandwagon. Like people like it's the concurrent PS Plus members that were bitching about it. Like they had PS Plus and they were saying, "Oh, they're upping the price." Isn't yeah for new members. They don't
didn't
read.
read
They
more
don't
into it.
fucking read. They just literally see the
Yeah, but
first thing
that's
and
alright.
that's it.
No,
I mean, I wasn't saying for
because
me or
that's
current members. I was just saying every few years.
that's still
yeah.
pretty scummy. If they're raising the price for new consumers, then what incentive is there for new consumers to be, subscribing to their service in the first place? Like recently, the Australian government pulled a very similar move when it came to negative gearing for investment property owners. So they decided to abolish negative gearing, which means that they can have their the value of their properties depreciate, which means that they can try and make a profit when they try to sell
Oh,
the properties to
Yeah.
someone else. They abolished that for new potential homeowners and investment property owners, but they didn't do it for current property investors.
Mhm.
So you've got one portion of the entire general public that are getting filthy rich because they're able to reap the benefits of negative gearing. Anyone who's new to the market, the government's basically telling them to go fuck themselves.
Mhm.
That's pretty much what Sony's doing with this. It's
Yeah.
pretty shitty, isn't it?
I just saw a tweet. I'm sorry, I'm cutting you off real quick. I saw the tweet. Someone talking, debate. How do I say this? They're proving
Arguing.
their point. They're proving their point to everyone that's arguing about GTA 6 and PlayStation right now. He said, everyone, remember, you don't have to pre-order GTA 6 digital right now. You can wait up until the last minute to still get all the bonuses. And if you do pre-order it, get it on Xbox. That'd really piss Sony off.
Mm.
Oh.
So I've just seen the tweet. So this is a situation. So Sony can close inactive PlayStation accounts after 3 years. If the account is
I saw
closed,
that.
access to digital purchases tied to it is lost.
Yeah, if you don't log onto your account for over 3 years, they have the ability to shut your PlayStation account completely down.
Which I think is still fucking bullshit.
Everything you've had on your account, everything.
What if you get sent
Yeah,
off somewhere for 3 years and you can't get on? Then you're completely fucked.
Yeah, that's fucking bullshit. So you
Let's say you've been
cannot tell
paying
me
for it for 10
you cannot
years.
tell me that anything that Sony does is going to justify all of this entire fucking sewer of bullshit that they've been spurring in the past 72 hours. Because it is bullshit. This is the most what they have done in the past week, past fortnight has been the most anti-consumer moves I've seen any business conduct, and it is shitty. This is like Wall Street levels of shitty and illegal things.
Yeah, well, I mean, their response to that is they would rather delete it where it's gone than have some hacker come in and steal the account, and then they get a bunch of free games off of you. Well, and them.
Oh yeah.
And we all
also,
know
there's
how
a weird bug.
Sony is fucking.
There's a weird bug
We all know
causing some PS5 players to lose their playtime history for physical games. The issues affect
Yeah, they
only physical
removed
disc. Yeah.
they removed the playtime for physical games on your PlayStation. You only see it for digital.
And there's some times where you'll go online to certain games and you won't be online. You have to back out of the game all the way, and this is on PS4 Pro. I can confirm on this one on PS4 Pro and PS4 consoles. If you're in a game, playing a game, you can load up the game, boot up the game. All your friends will not see you live. You cannot see your friends live. Are you live? Yes, you're live, but none of your friends
Yeah, but I
can.
think
You're
that
live.
has to do with the fact that your game may be running an out of date build, and you still need to update
And
the
then you
game.
have to go in, cancel out the game, cancel out everything on PlayStation. I only know this because Mike went through the same thing.
Okay,
Um,
we're still getting
had to turn it off
we're
and then
still
turn it
getting
back
sidetracked.
on.
We're talking about the ownership of these games, not just, the random bullshit that happens when our fucking,
I was,
user interfaces glitch to shit.
yeah, I was just
We're
saying.
talking about something more important, the ownership, the potential loss of money when Sony decides, yep, fucking, we're just gonna pull this game off the digital storefront. Oh, and you have your, ownership rights to that game revoked as well.
I mean, from what
Because
I've
that's
seen,
exactly what they're doing.
game,
This is another big fucking turning point where if Sony
I like
decides to go
Sony,
through
but I
fruition,
also
it's going
starting
to
to
set a
like.
precedent. It's going to set a precedent for the future of the industry, and that is fucking frightening. And like there, that when all of your competitors in the same market are fucking belligerently berating you through social media, that you are fucked up in a big way. I'm talking like Nintendo and Xbox dogpiling on Sony over this
Yeah.
decision. And you've got other companies that aren't even related to the fucking video game sphere making fun of you for your anti-consumerist practices. Like, you fucked up. Like it's done nothing but like boost like,
Oh my.
like it's done nothing but boost favorability for Nintendo and Xbox over Sony's PlayStation. Like, and the evidence is right there. Pre-orders for Halo Campaign Evolved have like been given a pretty big boost because now that Sony has announced that they're going to be moving away from physical media, Xbox's major sales pitch for the pre-order, if you pre-order Campaign Evolve, we will give you a physical disc. And that's been doing numbers for Xbox and Halo Studios.
Oh my god, I have to bring this up.
So
Which
yeah,
in any other fucking in any other timeline, in any other fucking universe, pre-ordering a game and having the physical disc come to your doorstep would be about as impactful and exciting as this game is now available in color.
I have to get your opinion on this. What do you think about Rockstar releasing the box with no disc in it?
I think that's fucking horseshit.
You buy the case and it's just a code for the digital version. And
Rockstar
they were
can go
getting
fuck
so
himself.
much
I
shit
want
for that.
disc. I might as well just wait a year for the PC release to come around and then buy it digitally there. Because if there is no point,
I mean, it's to the point where people are now doing tips and tricks about PS Plus. It says like people are saying, "Oh, there's a PS Plus discount trick." It's been reported that some users are seeing up to 60% off a PlayStation Plus renewal discount. It's completely free to try. What you need to do is turn off your PlayStation. Go to PlayStation. Yeah, it just tells you what to do. And then upon your cancellation screen, you might see a special discount renewal offer to prevent you from cancelling your subscription. It might not appear on every account, but it's worth a try. I don't endorse this, but
We all know after the pod you're gonna try it.
I'm not trying it.
like,
I'm not trying it.
like this just further solidifies my point. Like so many other industry publications like IGN and like Polygon. Like I don't fucking believe a word Polygon has to say, but even when IGN are quoting Hideo Kojima's tweet from years ago. And this is the tweet. Today, it's still possible to download game data, but there will come a time when video games will come to rely on streaming platforms, just like with Amazon or Netflix. At that point, it will be up to the companies to decide whether you can access a game or not. In that scenario, I won't really own anything anymore. The data will be stored on a company's servers, and my access will depend on the decisions that company makes, which is anti-consumer. When you've got the likes of IGN quoting that, like people are treating this like the end times, and it kind of is for the industry in a way, because this is not positive big business practice. This is anti-consumer. Like fucking, fuck PlayStation's slogan of being all for the players. Like they're more for the investors, because they've gotten, like, PlayStation stock has risen from so many other investors like plowing into this because they decided to go, fully digital in the next couple of years. They're not for the consumer. They're not even for the players anymore. So their entire slogan is bullshit. And you have to remember, 13 years ago, when Xbox was getting the raw prawn at the end of the stick for, a similar practice, like, because you have to remember, Microsoft and Xbox were about to do the exact same thing, and they decided not to because they realized, okay, yeah, this is stupid. But in retaliation, Sony had that whole marketing pitch of, here's how you can share a game with your friends, and it was literally them the fucking Japanese CEO of Sony Interactive Entertainment handing the American CEO of Sony Interactive Entertainment a physical copy of like Killzone 3 or something for the PlayStation 4.
Yeah,
It was
it's
like,
like,
this is how you
oh,
share a game with your friends. And it was like, that's just that one little jab.
hey,
Who knows?
The fucking hypocrisy is what gets me.
PlayStation might not do the whole digital thing because we still have 2 years until that takes place. So they might
We still
not
have
do
2
it.
years. But
Yeah.
that is just a matter of whether or not they're going to side with the investors or side with the consumers that are going to be giving them the profits.
and even if
Yeah.
that,
At the
that's,
end of the
you're still gonna have
day,
to-
Sony aren't. At the end of the day, Sony themselves as a company aren't just PlayStation, because they are also the leading manufacturer of TVs, Blu-ray players,
Yeah.
and they also own their entire movie board as well. Sony Cinema.
No, I understand why people are getting pissed about it, but we still have 2 years. They could cancel the whole digital thing, so
Yeah.
we'll have to see
Yeah.
what happens in the next 2 years.
Again, it'll be a matter of time and a matter of if. And that is a big fucking if.
That's a big if.
I just hope that they see the error of their ways quick enough that this doesn't become the norm. But if it does for Sony, this is either going to, blow up in their face, or it's going to become the industry norm. And the possibility of it becoming the norm is what's frightening to me, because it'll mean the end of ownership of anything.
Yeah. Everything is
It'll
going to go
just be
digital.
another avenue for consumers to just feed their income to companies just to have an inkling of enjoyment.
Because who knows? In 10 years, we would have to. Everything would be digital. Books on digital, movies. We already have movies on digital, but like everything, no physical copy of nothing in 10 years. That could be a thing. But if PlayStation pulls their head out of their ass and decide not to do it, then that's fine.
Yeah. I finally agree. I hate to do this to you guys, but my family's waiting for fireworks for me.
Oh damn.
I think we're pretty much wrapped up for today anyway. We've been at this
Y'all
for
sure?
quite a while.
I didn't want to back out until.
Oh, excuse me.
How long have we been in this call for?
Almost 2 hours.
Well, yeah.
I think
Well,
we've been doing the stream
we've
for
been filming for about almost an hour and 40.
An
yeah.
hour and 40.
I was
It's
about
almost 2 hours for me, like over here, but yeah. But I think we've covered all of our bases. I think we've
Yeah.
covered everything that needs to be discussed about this major topic.
Cool.
And everything that's been going on this year. So yeah. Well, this week. But yeah.
Over to you, Blaze.
Blaze, you want to take it away?
thank you for watching this very special 4th of July episode. If you also are scared for
feel like
PlayStation
we
going
really-
full digital, please leave a like and subscribe. Leave your
I feel
opinions
like we
down
really
in the comments.
leaned into the special side of this, this conversation.
Bartender approves this message.
We
No, I
want
fucking
you.
don't, because we're all collectively retarded. Like,
Yeah, a little bit more than usual, I would say, but that's
But yeah,
besides.
if you agree with what we had to say about the stupid PlayStation digital stuff, leave your opinions in the comments. We want to read your opinions.
And if you don't mind too, let us know. Comment.
yeah.
Or something. Give us a topic to talk about, guys. We would love to hear your input.
Oh yeah, give us something to talk about in the next episode.
I just hope that I've at least convinced people.
If you want to talk about undead
why
proceedings,
going
we can talk
completely
about that
digital is
Oh,
a bad
Restless
thing.
is throwing shots.
I'm just kidding.
Oh, I'm not
Um,
even gonna. At this point, it's too late for this shit.
All right. If you guys
Need
do
a beer.
fan art, send it in to us. We would love to react to your fan art.
We would.
Please don't make it gay.
Don't make it gay, please. That's the only requirement. No. You should be the one. You shouldn't be the one talking. You've been sending me TikToks of a dude being like, "If you eat my ass and you talk dirty in my ear."
I've actually been sending that to. I sent it.
Sending him yelling.
I sent him that. I sent him that.
Hold on.
To also.
I'll pull the
Mike
TikTok up right now.
I sent
we're
it
gonna have
to Blaze and Mike because
Yeah.
it's funny.
You know,
We're gonna have to do a
he started
fight
saying
section.
nasty shit to me. You can't be mad when I punish that little motherfucker. When I start sticking fists in that motherfucker and I start churning the butter, elbow deep in your shit, shoulder deep in your shit, just twisting the whole arm around in that motherfucker, and I start stretching that booty all the way up to the moon, and I crawl up in that motherfucker.
Yeah, he sent me 2 of those.
Who sent you this, Undead?
Wolf.
Dude, it's wild. He don't send me stuff like this. Although I kind of wish he would. So,
And that's why I was like, you shouldn't be the one talking.
It's awesome.
Oh my god.
I can tell by his expression. It's like, I did that in confidence.
Wolf, remember that talk, Wolf. we need to have that talk.
Breathe in and breathe out. So, he's freezing. The damn. Like, what's going on with this?
Oh shit. To continue the outro,
Awesome.
if you want to try Ulti Energy, use code No Shame for 10% off. Go try some Ulti. It's good.
And get the energy like Restless has. Oh, yeah.
Merch link down below as well. We got a lot of merch that Wolf has created. But yes, give us topics to talk about in the next episode. Leave your opinions on the PlayStation shit down below. And like and subscribe. Anyways, peace. Be safe out there.
Be safe. Don't drink and drive, and don't do nothing stupid. Remember, guys, alcohol and fireworks never miss. You do not want to be missing any fingers this 4th of July.
Yeah.
And if you live somewhere else where you don't have 4th of July and don't have to worry about that problem, well, good for you. We're not talking about you.
Be safe in general.
Just kidding. Just kidding.
Okay, guys.
Don't be a fucking dipshit.